I'm Tom, if you don't know me yet, and for some of my time over the last 2 months I've been working on the community website, owncloud.org. You may have noticed that it changed quite significantly, I think about 4 or 5 weeks ago now. Obviously there's a big design change. We streamlined some of the content, and there was also a big change in the way the website content is loaded, with the aim of reducing the barrier to entry for contribution. I don't know if you remember, I'll go into more details later, but basically you had to have an admin account on the WordPress install to edit the content, which wasn't ideal. Firstly, I'd like to thank some people. Obviously the change took a lot of work. These guys specifically, but there were other people as well, helping out with the design, content, really loads of work. Marika unfortunately couldn't make it to the conference, but she did loads of work with the original design. So just go into quickly how the website works behind the scenes. It's a WordPress install which handles things like our blog and some of the dynamic content. Running a MySQL database, and what we've done is we've put the content that you see, the text, in a folder, in the theme folder, and that's then hosted on GitHub. So we can handle things like version control, commits to obviously track the changes, instead of before with everyone having an admin account. Coming up to a new release, we had to change 4 or 5 files, and when the server gets loaded with demand checking for the new release, the WordPress admin then goes down and we can't actually change the content. So now we use Git. When we released 7, it was all done in a separate branch, and we could just press git pull rebase at the right time, and fingers crossed it all goes well. This time we actually had a merge conflict when I pressed the button about 15 seconds before, which was interesting. But it's a hell of a lot easier than going through WordPress and editing all the files at the right time. So I'm going to run through really quickly how to set up your own instance of the website. You can host it locally and develop it, and then push your changes. So if you head to the WordPress website, grab the latest file, fill in all the information. None of this is critical. It's not actually put online onto the repository. It's all just for your local instance. You need to get a copy of the theme folder with the content in it. Do this with a Git UI or via the command line, and then just create the config file, which is fine by default. Just triggers things like statistics. And then activate the theme in the admin after you've cloned it. WordPress handles the routing with all the files, and there's a file that we have to import from the settings to create all the pages. You can find that in the root directory of the repository, content.xml. Press submit on that, and then just tell WordPress to use the correct routing. If you don't know much about WordPress, you can actually develop the site once you've gone through these steps without touching WordPress. And all the content, I say, is just a text file, and it's handled for you, and this just handles the blog. Finally, select the homepage so that when you load up the website, you get the right page rather than a list of blogs. And you should see something like this. This was what I did yesterday to check that it all works. So this is what we've been working with, new workflow for contribution. As I say before, you had to go in the admin. Now, if you want to make a change, so add some new content, fix a bug, fix a link, change an image. Stefan, I can't see where he is, one of the providers asked me this week, can I make a change to his provider logo? And I said, pull requests are welcome. So 5 minutes later, he came and changed the picture and sent me a pull request, which was perfect. So fork the repository, make a change. Then if you submit a pull request on GitHub to the master branch, we can then check that it's all okay and agree on the changes. When this is merged, it's actually automatically pulled onto staging.owncloud.org. So that's the site we can use to test that all the changes work without having to do it on the live server. It runs exactly the same as the normal website. check that it works, merge to production, and then it's pulled down onto the live server, which is a lot easier than editing the WordPress admin again. So to find out more, go to owencloud.org/contribute. There's links for contributing apps and code, but also with the website. There's links to documentation on how to set up the instance. Thank you very much.
After Arthur, it's Michael again, and Vincent. Okay. Hi, it's me again. But the last time today, I promise. And this time, no zombies. Yes.